excited, nervous, downright giddy. These are all feelings you may experience the night before you go on a vacation. I know this because these are some of the feelings I had the night before I went on vacation. My vacation was a 5-day trip with my dad and my sister Sam to Huntsville, Alabama. So I would like to tell you about our experience at two of the most significant places we went on our trip. This is why, in my opinion, Alabama is such an awesome place to visit. The Huntsville Maps Museum is the first place we went on our vacation. The Saturn V Hall is the first thing I'll be talking about. The Saturn V Hall holds a genuine Saturn V rocket, which, if you did not know, took us to the moon for the first time in 1969. It's ancient. While the rocket was the centerpiece of the hall, there were many other smaller exhibits scattered around. One of those exhibits was a simulation of what it felt like to be on the ground while a rocket was taking off in front of you. We also saw that they had an upright Saturn V rocket bus, which is the only one that stands up on display in the entire world. It was really awesome. The last thing we saw while we were there was an aviation exhibit. Sadly, they only had one rocket on display when we were there, so the only thing we saw was an A-12 Blackbird. Also, our tour guide was not very good at all, so he did not do a good job explaining about this single aircraft. So the only thing that I personally learned was that the A-12 Blackbird can go 2,200 miles an hour. So even though this was the highlight of my trip, there's still one more place I would like to tell you about, that being the amazing Cathedral Caverns. Cathedral Caverns is a large cave system in Kenmore Cove, Alabama, just outside of Huntsville. On one of the days we were in Alabama, we decided we were bored, so my dad did some research, and we found a place called Cathedral Caverns. They scheduled us for a tour. When we got there, we had to wait 20 minutes for the tour to begin, which was really annoying, but it happens. When the tour began, we were told about the history of the cave. A guy named Jay discovered the cave in 1952 and sold everything he could to buy it. Anyway, we were shown the cave and its extensive amount of stalagmites and stalactites. They have something called the stalagmite forest, which is a massive pocket of the cave holding thousands of stalagmites, making it a forest. In a deep cave, there's no light from this. In a deep cave, no light from the sun can enter. So, hundreds of lights need to be installed around the cave so we can see. When those lights are off, you can't see anything. So that's the next thing they showed us, complete darkness. So, complete darkness is when there is no light whatsoever, basically. So, no matter how much something is in front of you, how close it is, you cannot see it at all, which was really awesome. So, in Huntsville, Alabama, and Alabama as a whole, is a really amazing place. The Huntsville Maps Museum is an awesome place to go if you like astronomy like I do. I really loved it. And Cathedral Caverns is awesome in general if you like geology or anything of the sort. It was really cool. The whole reason I'm talking about this as a whole is because Huntsville, Alabama means a lot to me. It's the furthest I've ever been away from home, and the experience as a whole was so exciting. And I am so glad and still amped to make new memories there with my family. So to end, instead of challenging you to go to Alabama or something extravagant like that, I'd like to give you a simple challenge. The next time you go on a vacation, or even anywhere that's just special to you, try to make lasting memories. But most of all, make sure your time is spent feeling downright giddy.